Hi everyone, so welcome to my channel. So myself Raza, and in this video I am going to discuss the topic logarithms of chapter real numbers of class 10 AP and Telangana state boards. Right, so before getting into this topic, so first of all we need to recall some topics which we have already studied in your previous classes. So that is nothing but exponential form. So exponential form, what is exponential form? So when a number a is multiplied with itself m number of times, then it can be represented in short. So if you are having a number a, when it is multiplied with itself m number of times, then it can simply be written as a power m or a raised to the power m, right? So here a value is being multiplied m times, so this particular a will be written at the base, and m is nothing but the number of times it has been multiplied. In this a is nothing but this a is called as base here. So these notations we need to remember. A is called as base and m is called as power or index. So we can call m as power or index, and this whole thing a power m is nothing but we call it as exponent. So here the condition is a should not be equal to 0. A should not be equal to 0, right? Now we need to recall some laws of exponents. So what are laws of exponents that we have already discussed? So let us see. If a and b are two real numbers such that a is not equal to 0 and b is not equal to 0, and m comma n are integers. Here m and n are integers. So since we are raising the thing to some power, that's why these m and n are integral powers. Then we have the laws of exponents. The first one is a power 0 is equal to 1. A power 0 is equal to 1. So here clearly a should not be equal to 0. So this is the first law which we have already learned. So anything raised to the power 0 is nothing but 1. The next one is a raised to the power of negative m. A raised to the power of negative m can be written as 1 by a raised to the power of m, or 1 by a power m, right? Next, the third one is a power m into a power n is equal to a power m plus n. So when bases are equal and if it is in product form, so product form means when they are being multiplied, then the powers will get added up. Okay, so whenever the bases are equal, then powers can be added. Next, when you are having a power m divided by a power n, so a power m divided by a power n, here the bases are equal and it is in quotient form, then we can write it as a power m minus n. We can write it as a power m minus n. Next, when you are having a into b whole power m, a into b whole power m, it can be written as a power m into b power m. So this whole power we can distribute to each and every term, right? The same way a by b whole power m, we can write as a power m divided by b power m, provided b is not equal to 0 here, right? Next, a power m whole power n, a power m whole power n. So this is nothing but power rule, right? So a power m whole power n can be written as a power m into n. And also we know that when we do multiplication, so m into n is equal to n into m, right? So because it follows commutative property, so a power m into n is equal to a power n into m. The same way we can write as a power n whole power m. And here you need to understand that a power n whole power m is not equal to a power m whole power n. So a power m power n, right? So this notation is different from this. So please be careful. Next, one more thing. If you are having a power m is equal to a power n, a power m is equal to a power n. So here if you observe, the bases are equal, and here equal to means this is an equation. So whenever equation is given, and in that equation if you are having equal bases, then clearly what we can say is the powers are also equal. So m is equal to n. So all these laws we have already studied in our 8th and 9th classes, right? So this is nothing but the exponential form. Then what is the need for logarithmic form, right? So about that we are going to discuss. So let us see this. So this is nothing but the graph of exponential form. Right here, if you observe, whenever you consider an exponential form, so exponential form will be of this form. So y is equal to a power some x. So here a is constant and x is the variable. So there is a difference between x power n and a power x. So both are different. So this x power n is nothing but a polynomial. So already you know about polynomial, right? So whenever you are having x power n form, this is nothing but a polynomial. So polynomial is different from exponential form or exponential function, right? So in your higher classes you will be reading it as exponential function, right? So this a power x is called as exponential function and x power n is called as polynomial function. So both are different. Here a is fixed, here n is fixed. So x is the variable, here x is variable and a is fixed, right? So you need to have a clear idea about exponential form and polynomial function, right? So whenever you consider an exponential form, so exponential function, so exponential function always looks like this green colored graph. So this is the curve or the graph of exponential function. So here for sample I have considered f of x is equal to some 2 power x. F of x is equal to some 2 power x, right? So here I considered f of x is equal to 2 power x, or which I can write it as, so y is equal to some 2 power x. So whenever I substitute the values of x, I am going to get a value for y. So y is equal to 2 power x. Now when I substitute x is equal to 0, I am going to get the value of y as 1, because so whenever I consider x is equal to 0, I am going to get y is equal to 2 power 0. So already we have discussed the first law of exponent. So 2 power 0 is nothing but 1. That means my graph will intersect y axis at 0 comma 1, at the point 0 comma 1. So always do remember, so my exponential graph will meet y axis at the point 0 comma 1. And one more thing, so you need to remember, that is my exponential graph will never touches x axis. My exponential graph will never touch x axis. So it goes on infinity but it never touches my x axis. Okay. And one more thing you can observe from this graph, that graph is completely above the x axis. So what does it mean? If the graph is completely above the x axis, it means that it is not going to give negative values. It is not going to give negative values. So from this clearly what I can say, so y is equal to a power x is always positive for all x belongs to any real number. If you consider x value any real number, then y is equal to a power x is always positive, right? Now we are given with a question, so think and discuss in your textbook. So let us see that. So write the nature of y, a and x in y is equal to a power x. Now already we said that a is a fixed value, right? So since a is a fixed value, so a cannot be equal to 0 and a will not be considered as 1. So a will not be taken as 0 and a will not be taken as 1. So other than that we can consider any value. From this what I can say, a belongs to any real number other than 0 and 1, because when you consider a value as 1, then what I am going to have, I am going to have a straight line, so which is passing through 1 and is parallel to x axis. So the condition for a is, so a should not be equal to 0 and a should not be 1. Other than that you can take any value for a, right? Next, what about the value of x? The next thing is we need to talk about x. So x can be any real number, so you can take any value for x. so x can be any real number, then automatically, so what I can say, so y belongs to positive real numbers. So y belongs to positive real numbers, so y will be always positive. So these are the three things what we are going to get in this. So can you determine the value of x for a given value of y? So justify your answer. So not always, so what he has given, so can you determine the value of x for a given value of y? So justify your answer. Now for suppose if I say, so 2 power x is equal to 3. So if I say 2 power x is equal to 3, and we know that, so let me explain with you an example. So what do you know? 2 power 0 is equal to 1, 2 power 1 is equal to 2, 2 power 3 is equal to, sorry, not 2 power 3, it is 2 power 2 is equal to 4. Next 2 power 3 is equal to 8, 2 power 4 is equal to 16, 2 power 5 is equal to 32, 2 power 6 is equal to 64. So likewise we are going to have the values. Now for suppose if I ask you, can you express, so 2 power x is equal to 3, that means 2 power how much is equal to 3? So this is the question he is asking you. So 2 power how much is 3? So can you express 2 power something as 3? Can you explain this particular thing in this example? So there is no particular value of x such that 2 power x is equal to 3 by using the concept of exponential form. So to find this particular value, so to find this particular value of x, so which is nothing but my unknown, there comes the new form which we call it as logarithmic form, right? So this particular exponential form, if we can convert it into logarithmic form, then we are going to say the value of x. So that is what we are going to learn in this particular topic, right? Now let us see what logarithms is, right? Logarithms. Now for suppose if a and n are positive real numbers, a and n are positive real numbers such that a is not equal to 1, such that a is not equal to 1. So what is the meaning of this? If a is a positive real number, that means a is greater than 0. Am I right? So here a is greater than 0 and a is not equal to 1. So a is greater than 0 and a is not equal to 1, and n is any positive real number. Then if log n to the base a, so we need to read it as log n to the base a is equal to x if and only if a power x is equal to n. Now let us see this. So what is the meaning of if and only if? For suppose if I am having an exponential form a power x is equal to n, I am having an exponential form a power x is equal to n which is satisfying these conditions. So a is greater than 0, a not equal to 1, and n is greater than 0. If it is following these conditions, a power x is equal to n, then we can represent this particular exponential form. So already we have discussed that this is exponential form. So a power x is equal to n, we can represent it as x is equal to log n to the base a. We can write x is equal to log n to the base a. So already we have discussed that this is exponential form and this is logarithmic form. So this we call it as logarithmic form, and this is nothing but the definition of a logarithm. So this is nothing but definition of logarithm. So whenever you have an exponential form which is satisfying these conditions, then that particular exponential form we can convert it into logarithmic form. We can convert it into logarithmic form and we can write it as x is equal to log n to the base a. So you need to read it as log n to the base a is equal to x. So this is nothing but the definition and these particular conditions. So this is very important. So these conditions are always valid. So if you violate these conditions, then our logarithmic definition is useless, right? So without these conditions, so we cannot talk about logarithmic form, right? Let us see. So what are the type of logarithms we have? So basically logarithms are of two types. The first one is common logarithm or Briggs logarithm. So common logarithm or Briggs logarithm. So in this type of logarithms, so we are going to make use of the base as 10, right? Now this logarithm we are going to represent as log a to the base 10, log a to the base 10. So we will be writing log and this value log a to the base 10. So sometimes, so we are not going to represent this base 10, so sometimes we will just write it as log a. So if you don't represent base a, by default, so it is having the base as 10, right? So this is called Briggs logarithm or common logarithm. Next one is natural logarithm or Napier's logarithm. So this particular logarithms we are going to use in our physics and chemistry. So theoretical calculations. So wherever we are having theoretical calculations, so there we are going to use this natural logarithm or Napier's logarithm. So it was introduced by John Napier. So he is the mathematician who introduced these logarithms. So on his name, so this natural logarithm was given, right? So here the base is e and this value of e is nothing but 2.71. So the base value e is nothing but equal to 2.71 approximately, right? So the notation for this is log a to the base e. So whenever you are having base e, so then you will be writing log a to the base e, or simply you can write as ln a. So ln means nothing but natural logarithm. So the first letters n and l in reverse order. So ln means natural logarithm of a. So whenever you are given natural logarithm of a, that means indirectly you need to understand that it is having base e. So whenever you are given like this log a, that means you need to understand that it is a common logarithm. That means it is having base as 10, right? Now these are the graphical notations. So graphs of logarithms. If you have observed the graph of exponential form, so exponential form graph looks like this, right? So this particular y-axis it meets at 0, 1. So its mirror image, so exponential form is converted into logarithmic form, so by interchanging y as x and x as y, right? So when you interchange x as y and y as x, then we are going to get the graph of logarithmic form. So let us see that. So this is nothing but the graph of exponential form, right? So with respect to y is equal to x line, so if I consider this as the mirror, so with respect to this, if I draw the image of this particular thing, then I am going to have the graph of this. So you can see this, right? So you are going to get the graph like this. Now in this particular situation, in exponential form, so you have clearly observed that it is not at all meeting x-axis and it is meeting y-axis at 0, 1. The same way here, since we have interchanged x as y and y as x, so in this particular situation, so if my logarithmic form is log x to the base b, so instead of a we are using b here. So for b greater than 1, so the graph looks like this. So it is exponential, so it is increasing graph. So it is an increasing graph and it will meet x-axis at 1, 0. So already for exponential we have discussed that it meets y-axis at 0, 1. So its opposite is 1, 0 and it will never meet y-axis. In exponential form we have discussed that exponential graph will never meet x-axis. The same way here, logarithmic graph will never meet y-axis. Okay, the same way when, so already we have discussed the condition, right? Here a should be positive and a should not be equal to 1. So that is the case what we have discussed while discussing about the definition, right? So when a is greater than 0 and a is not equal to 1, so on the number line, if I consider this particular consideration, then from 0 to infinity, so this is positive infinity. Now since we are removing this particular 1, then whenever you remove this 1 from this real number line, then we are going to have two parts. So we are going to have two parts. The first part is this a value lies in between 0 and 1, and here this part is a is greater than 1. So from here to here, so it is a greater than 1. So when a is greater than 1, the graph looks like this, and where a lies in between 0 and 1, the graph will be opposite, so it will be decreasing graph. Okay, so whenever you are having base value greater than 1, you are going to have an increasing graph. So whenever you are having base value lying in between 0 and 1, so you will have a decreasing graph. So these are the graphical representations of a logarithmic function, right? Now let us see how to convert exponential form to logarithmic form. So this conversion of exponential form to logarithmic form is very, very important, right? So based on this, so we are going to get all the formulae which are related to logarithms, right? First of all, what we are going to consider? We are going to consider a power x is equal to n, following the conditions. So what are the conditions? So a should be greater than 0, not equal to 1, and n is greater than 0. If those are the conditions, if it is following, then to convert this exponential form into logarithmic form, so what we are going to do is we need to apply log a, log to the base a on both sides. You need to apply log to the base a on both sides. On applying, so what I am going to have, log a power x to the base a is equal to log n to the base a, right? So from there, so this x can be transposed here, so x into log a to the base a is equal to log n to the base a. So about this you are going to learn. Next, log a to the base a is nothing but 1. So from this we are going to have x is equal to log n to the base a, right? So already this form to this form conversion we have already seen. So a power x is equal to n can be represented as x is equal to log n to the base a. Now in these things you can observe some particular things, right? So a power x is equal to n. So whenever you are having a power x is equal to n, you can write it as x is equal to log n to the base a. Now one thing you can clearly observe, that in this exponential form a is the base, right? So in this exponential form a is the base. In logarithmic form also a is the base. So base will remain as base in any form. So base will be the same in any form, whether it is in exponential form or logarithmic form. So base will be the same. And next, power. So this power will jump to the front. So that means this x, so whatever the unknown variable that we need to find it out, so that will be written as x is equal to log. So whenever you transpose this a to the other side, so this exponential based a will become log base a. This exponential base a will become log base a. So already we have learned in the previous classes that, so whenever you transpose positive quantity, it becomes negative quantity. Whenever you transpose negative quantity, it becomes positive quantity. Whenever you transpose into quantity, it becomes divided by, and when you consider divided by, when you transpose, it becomes into. So the same way here also, whenever you are having exponential form, so whenever you transpose, it becomes logarithmic form, right? So this is about how to convert exponential form into logarithmic form. Now let us see some of the laws. So why do we use logarithms? So the main uses of logarithms is to simplify the problems in an easier way. So addition and subtraction, so we can easily do, right? So when it comes to multiplication and division, so it may take some time, right? In such situations, so whenever you are having long multiplications and long divisions, we are we can make it easy by means of logarithms. Now let us see how. Now for suppose in logarithms, so whenever you are having product of two numbers, so log of x into y to the base a. So whenever you have product of two numbers, so for that product of two numbers, if I apply logarithm, then I can write it as logarithm of x to the base a plus logarithm of y to the base a. I can write log x to the base a plus log y to the base a. That means this particular product I have split it as sum of two things. So multiplication has become addition. So whenever we have converted multiplication as addition, so addition is comparatively easy to solve when compared to multiplication. So the main application of logarithm is so to make the problems do in a simple way, right? So here multiplication will become addition. So this is nothing but the first law of logarithms. So log of x into y to the base a is equal to log x to the base a plus log y to the base a. So this is nothing but we call it as product rule. So product rule. Now let us see so how to prove this. So let us see the proof. Now for suppose for this what I am going to do is I am going to consider x is equal to a power m and y is equal to b power, sorry, not b power, it is a power n. So I am going to consider x is equal to a power m and y is equal to a power n. Now from this what I can do, since I need to have x into y, right? So I am going to multiply these two. So x into y is equal to a power m into a power n. Now already we know from the laws of exponents, I can write it as a power m plus n. I can write it as a power m plus n. So from this what I am going to get, so x into y is equal to a power m plus n, right? Now when I apply logarithm on both sides, what I am going to have, logarithm of x into y to the base a is equal to logarithm of, so how can I write it as, so logarithm of a power m plus n to the base a. Now from this logarithm of x into y to the base a is equal to, so this using the power rule, so we can bring it to front. So this I can write as m plus n into log a to the base a. So log a to the base a I can write it as 1. So when you are having so a to the base a, so if this value is equal to this, then log a to the base a is nothing but 1. So from this I can write as log xy to the base a is equal to m plus n. But from here, so since x is equal to a power m, right? So if x is equal to a power m, then I can write m is equal to log x to the base a, right? From the definition of logarithm. The same way here, this particular y is equal to a power n, I can write n is equal to log a to the base, sorry, log y to the base a. So from the definition of logarithm, so we have this, right? Now from this I can replace m and n values. So m I can write it as log x to the base a plus n I can write it as log y to the base a. So from this what I am having, log xy to the base a is equal to log x to the base a plus log y to the base a, right? So everything, so we have known from the previous knowledge, right? So whenever you are having exponential form, when bases are equal, so powers are added. So x into y is equal to a power m plus n. So based on this we are going to get this proof, right? So from this log of x into y to the base a is equal to log x to the base a plus log y to the base a. So if you observe this, we can extend this particular thing for more number of terms. For suppose if you are having log of x into y into z, log of x into y into z, then you can write as log x plus log y plus log z. The same way we can extend to any number of terms, right? The same way we can go for the division also. So what is that? Log of x by y to the base a is equal to log x to the base a minus log y to the base a. So this also we can prove by previous proof. So that is, so what I am going to consider, so let x is equal to a power m and y is equal to a power n. So this is exponential form, so we can change it into logarithmic form as m is equal to log x to the base a and n is equal to log y to the base a. Now when I am having x by y, so this x by y I can write it as so x by y I can write it as a power m by a power n. So already from the laws of exponents I can write as a power m minus n. Now by applying logarithm on both sides, so log of x by y to the base a is equal to log of a power m minus n to the base a. So this m minus n I can bring it to the front, so m minus n into log a to the base a. So this I can write as m minus n into 1. So log a to the base a is nothing but 1. So from this what I am going to get, log of x by y to the base a is equal to m minus n. Already we have found the values of m and n. So when I substitute them, what I am going to get, so log x to the base a minus log y to the base a. Log x to the base a minus log y to the base a. Right. So likewise we are going to have some more laws of logarithms. So let us see them. So laws of logarithms. So first one is product rule. So log of x into y to the base a can be written as log x to the base a plus log y to the base a. The same way, next is quotient rule. So what is quotient rule? Log of x by y to the base a is equal to log x to the base a minus log y to the base a. Next, power rule. So this power rule is nothing but, so whenever you are having log x power m to the base a, log x power m to the base a. So whenever you are having x power m, that m will jump forward. So what will, so that power will become multiplication, right? So raised power will become multiplication. So m times of log x to the base a. Next, base changing rule. So base changing rule means, so whenever you are having base a, so if you want to change this base a as some base b, then what we can do is, so we can multiply log m to the base b into log b to the base a, right? So this is base changing rule. So in our textbook, so we don't have, so no need to bother. So we are having only these three in our textbook. So these are additional formulas which you can make use of, right? Next, base power rule. So whenever, so like how we are having x power m, the same way if base is having power k, then I can write as 1 by k times of log m to the base a. So log m to the base a power k can be written as 1 by k into log of m to the base a. So this is nothing but base power rule. Next, interchanging rule. So interchanging rule means, if you are having log m to the base a, log m to the base a, so this log m to the base a I can write it as 1 by log a to the base m. Log m to the base a I can write it as 1 by log a to the base m. So here base interchange rule. So interchange rule means, so these two will interchange their places. So base will become the value and value will become the base. So from this, on doing cross multiplication, so what I can say, log m to the base a into log a to the base m is equal to 1. So from this we can deduce one more relation. So log m to the base a into log a to the base m. So if you are having interchanged place values and if you are having product form, so then its product is equal to 1. The same way, next, log 1 to any base, log 1. So these are the node points, so which we need to remember, right? So log 1 to the base a is equal to 0. Log 1 to any base is 0. So here any base, in the sense it should follow those restrictions, so those conditions, so which we have already given for the value of a. Next, log a to the base a is equal to 1. Log a to the base a is equal to 1, right? So some may ask that log of minus 1 to the base minus 1, is it equal to 1? So it is not correct, because so it is violating the rule. So what is that? So the base should be always greater than 0, not equal to 1. Okay, so here base is negative, so that's why it is not satisfying the basic definition of logarithm. Hence log of minus 1 to the base minus 1 is not valid. Okay, so log a to the base a is equal to 1. So this is the most important point. Next, one more thing. So log of 1 by a to the base a, log of 1 by a to the base a is equal to minus 1. So already we know by using power rule we can use this. So 1 by a I can write it as a power minus 1 to the base a. So this power we can make it to jump here, then this I can write as minus 1 into log a to the base a. So from the previous law, log a to the base a is equal to 1, so minus 1 into 1 is equal to minus 1. So these are nothing but the formulas which we need to remember, right? So all these formulas. So basically a formula means, so from left to right or right to left, so both are nothing but the same. So whenever you are having log as a single term, so here x into y is a single term, x into y is a single term, then we can split into sum of two individual logarithms. Here x by y is a single term, then we can split into difference of two logarithms. So whenever you are having sum of two logarithms, then we can combinedly write it as log xy to the base a. So from left to right or right to left, so both ways we need to remember the formula, right? So these are the important formulas, so which we have in logarithms. So just remember these formulas. So we'll make use of these formulas and we are going to solve the problems, right? Now do this. So we are having some questions from do this. Now let us see, write the powers to which the bases to be raised in the following. So first one, so question number 1. So 64 is equal to 2 power x. That means we need to represent the 64 in terms of 2 powers. So in terms of 2 powers. So for that what I need to do is, so I need to do the prime factorization. So 64 I can write it, so 2. So 2 32 times, next 2 16 times, next again into 8 times, again into 4 times, again into 2 times. So totally how many 2's we got? So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So that means this 64 I can write it as 2 power 6 is equal to 2 power x. So already from the laws of exponents, so we have x is equal to 6. So if you are asked to find out the value of x, so you can say the value of x also here. So 2 power x is equal to 2 power 6. He is asking you to write in the terms of powers, so we have represent, right? Moving on to question number 2. So what he has given, 125 is equal to 5 power b. So 125, so how can we write 125 as? So 125 is nothing but 5 raised to the power 3. So 5 cube is 125. So 5 power 3 is equal to 5 power b. So you can follow the prime factorization and you can do it, right? Next, moving on to question number 3. So 1 by 81. So first of all, so find out 81. So 81 means 3 27s are 81. Again 3 9s are 27. Again 3 3s are 9. Then I can write as 1 by 3 power 4 is equal to 3 power c. Now from this clearly 1 by 3 power 4 I can write as 3 power minus 4 is equal to 3 power c. So this is nothing but the exponential form of 1 by 81. So 3 power minus 4 is equal to 3 power c. Now if you want to find out the value of b, so you can say b is equal to 3. So from this you can say the value of c is equal to minus 4. The same way fourth one, so 100 is equal to 10 power z. So already we know 100 is nothing but 10 square. So 10 square is equal to 10 power z, right? So from this z is equal to 2. Next, 1 by 256 is equal to 4 power a. So what about 256? Since I need in powers of 4, so we need to divide with the 4. So 256, so 4 table, so 4 6 are 24, so 4 4s 16. Again in 4 table, 16 4s are 64. Again in 4 table, so 4 times. So it is nothing but 1 by 4 raised to the power of 4 is equal to 4 power a. Again, so 1 by 4 power 4 I can write it as 4 power minus 4 is equal to 4 raised power a. So from this a is equal to minus 4 we can write. Right? So likewise, by doing prime factorization, so we can find the powers to which the bases are to be raised. Okay, so here the base should be raised to the power 6. Here the base should be raised to the power of 3. Likewise, here the base should be raised to the power of 4, minus 4, sorry. Likewise, so we can solve these problems, right? Next, moving on to try these. Write the following relation in exponential form and find the values of respective variables. Now let us see this. So how can you solve this? Question number 1. So what is given? Logarithm of 32 to the base 2 is equal to x. So you can clearly see that we are having logarithm, right? So whenever you are having logarithm, that means it is in the form of, it is in its logarithmic form. We need to convert this into exponential form. So whenever you are going to convert it into exponential form, so what it happens is, so whenever you want to convert it into exponential form, simply what you do is simply cut off this log, simply cut this log and write the value as it is. So 32 is equal to this 2 which is in the base, you write here, so 2, and this value whatever that is present on the right hand side, raise it to its power. Understood? So whenever you want to convert logarithmic form into exponential form, simply cut out log and this base you transpose to the other side as base in the exponential form, and this x you write it as power. Now already we know 32. So 32 is nothing but 2 power 5. So 32 is 2 power 5. So at least you need to remember the values till 2 power 10 or 2 power 12, right? So 2 power 5 is equal to 2 power x. So from this what I can say, x is equal to 5. So likewise we can find it out, and this is nothing but the exponential form of the given function, right? Next, question number 2. So logarithm of 625 to the base 5 is equal to y. Now how can you write it as? I think you got a clarity about this. So this I can write as 625 is equal to, so since I have cut out the log, so I can write as 5 power y. Now 625 is nothing but 5 raised to the power of 4. So 5 power 4 is 625, which I can write as 5 power y. Since bases are equal, so I can write y is equal to 4. Next, moving on to question number 3. Now logarithm of, so 1 followed by 4 zeros, that is nothing but 10,000 to the base 10 is equal to z. Now how can I write this as? So this 10,000 is equal to 10 raised to the power of z. Understood? So why? So how I can directly write this step, right? 10 followed, so 1 followed by 4 zeros means we can simply write it as 10 power 4, which is equal to 10 power of z. So from this clearly z is equal to 4. Next, moving on to question number 4. So what is given? So logarithm of 1 by 343 to the base 7 is equal to minus a. Now from this, when I want to convert it into exponential form, so simply cut this logarithm and I am going to write 1 by 343 is equal to 7 raised to the power of minus a. So this 1 by 343 I can write it as 1 by 7 cube is equal to 1 by 7 raised to the power of minus a is nothing but 1 by 7 power a. So when I do cross multiplication, I can write it as 7 power a is equal to 7 power 3. So clearly a is equal to 3 from this, right? So likewise we can convert logarithmic form into exponential form and exponential form into logarithmic form. And here he has asked to find the values of the respective variables. So we have already found the values of those variables, right? Next, moving on to one more problem, so which is present in Think and Discuss of your textbook. So you know that 2 power 1 is equal to 2, 4 power 1 is equal to 4, 8 power 1 is equal to 8, and 10 power 1 is equal to 10. So if any number raised to the power 1 will give you the same number. What do you notice about the values of log 2 to the base 2, log 4 to the base 4, log 8 to the base 8, log 10 to the base 10, right? So already we have discussed about this as a formula. Now let us see what is this. Now what he has given, so 2 power 1 is equal to 2, right? So this is nothing but my exponential form. If I convert it into logarithmic form, so how can I convert it into logarithmic form? So this 1 is equal to log, so this base is written base here and log 2 to the base 2. So from this log 2 to the base 2 is equal to 1. The same way 4 power 1 is equal to 4. Now if you want to convert it into logarithmic form, so already we know that a power x is equal to n. If this is my exponential form, I can write this as x is equal to log n to the base a. Now compare the values and simply write it down. So what is exponent here? So exponent is 1. So that 1 is equal to log 4 to the base 4. The same way when I take 8 power 1 is equal to 8. So from this, when I convert exponential form into logarithmic form, simply I can write 1 is equal to log 8 to the base 8. The same way when I consider 10 power 1 is equal to 10. So 1 is equal to log 10 to the base 10. Now from this clearly what have you understood? So we have understood that whenever you consider log a to any base, so to the same base, so log a to the same value, so here this value and the base should be same, then its value is always equal to 1. And about this already we have discussed that a should follow its conditions. A should be greater than 0 and a should not be equal to 1. So it should follow these conditions. So without these conditions, so if you consider any value, then that particular solution will not come. So what can you generalize from this? So what is the generalization? Log a to the base a is equal to 1. Log a to the base a is equal to 1. So this is nothing but the generalized formula which we obtain from this, right? Next, question number 2. So what is he asking? Does log 0 to the base 10 exists? Right, now let us see. Does log 0 to the base 10 exist? Now if I convert this logarithmic form into exponential form, so for suppose what I am going to do is I am going to consider this log 0 to the base 10 is equal to some x. Log 0 to the base 10 is equal to x. If I convert this into exponential form, 0 is equal to 10 power of x. 10 power of x, and already 10 power of x is nothing but exponential form, right? So 10 power of x is equal to 0. And already while discussing about exponential function, so we have discussed that if I consider this particular value as y, so y is equal to 10 power x, and we have discussed that always exponential form is always greater than 0. That means exponential value always gives you a positive value, right? That means 0 is not possible. So you won't get 0 value because my exponential graph will never meet x-axis. So if it never meet x-axis, that means it won't give any 0 as its answer, right? So 10 power x will never become 0. So clearly from this what I can say, logarithm of 0 to the base 10 does not exist. So log 0 to any base, from this what we can say, log 0 to any base does not exist. Or simply what we can say here, already from the definition we said that n should be greater than 0. From the definition we said that log n to the base a, in that n should be greater than 0, right? But here he has given n is equal to 0, which is not possible. So clearly it does not exist, right? Next, express the logarithms of the following sum into the sum of the logarithms. So already told you, so to simplify the problems, so these logarithms are very useful. So these particular things we are going to make use of the first law of logarithms, that is log of x into y is equal to log x plus log y. So using this law we are going to write the given product of values into sum of logarithms, right? So for that, the first one, log of 35 into 46, we are having log of 35 into 46. So log of 35 into 46 I can write as log of 35 plus log of 46. So using this rule, so we can apply log of 35 into 46, I can write as log 35 plus log 46. The same way, log of 235 into 437. So this I can write it as log of 235 plus log of 437. The same way, third one also we can do it in the same way, log of 2437 into 3568. So we can write it as log of 2437 plus log of 3568. So whenever you are having the numbers as product of two numbers, then we can write them as individual sum of logarithms, right? Next, moving on to one more. So express the logarithms of the following into difference of the logarithms. How can we do this? So how can we do this? Right. So for this we are going to use the second law, that is log of x by y can be written as log x minus log y. So using this rule we are going to convert this. So log of 23 by 34. So log of 23 by 34 we can write it as, so this is x and this is y. Then I can write as log of 23 minus log of 34. So this is question number 1. The same way, question number 2 I can do it as log of 373 divided by 275. So which I can write it as log of 373 minus log of 275. The same way, moving on to question number 3. So log of 4525. So log of 4525 divided by 3734. So this I can write it as log of 4525 minus log of 3734. Next, the same way, question number 4, log of 5055 by 3303. So this I can write it as log of 5055 minus log of 3303. So in this you can move in the reverse order also. So whenever you are given with log of 23 minus log of 34, you can write it as log of 23 by 34, right? So likewise you can go in the reverse order also. Next, moving on to the next question. So by using the formula log of x power n to the base a is equal to n log x to the base a. So this is nothing but we call it as power rule or power law. So what is power law? So whenever you are having a power, that power will jump. So what it will do? It will just jump to the front, right? So from this question number 1, what I can have, so what I can write this as log of 7 power 25 to the base 2. So how can I write this as? So this power will jump to the front as multiplication. So this I can write as 25 into log of 7 to the base 2. The same way, question number 2. So log of 8 power 50 to the base 5. So just observe how we are going to read all these. Log of 8 power 50 to the base 5. So using that rule we can write as 50 into log of 8 to the base 5. The same way, question number 3. So how can we do this? Log of 5 power 23. So if there is nothing in the base, that means it is having base as 10. So already we have discussed. So this I can write as 23 into log 5. Next, question number 4. Log of 1024. Log of 1024. So if you observe, we don't have any power here, but still if you observe it carefully, 1024 is nothing but 2 power 10. 1024 is nothing but 2 raised to the power of 10. Then you can have this particular form. We can directly write it as 10 into logarithm of 2. So this is nothing but how to use the power law or the power rule. So using power rule, so how can we represent? You can apply its reverse order also, right? Next, try this. The problems which are given in, try this. Find the value of log 32 to the base 2. So one by one we are going to solve the problems. Log of 32 to the base 2. Now if you observe, the base is 2. So whenever the base is 2, you need to think how can we convert this particular value in the form of 2 powers, right? So clearly 32 I can write it as 2 power 5. So to the base 2. Now since it is following the power rule, so power can be brought to the front as multiplication. So this I can write as 5 into log 2 to the base 2. So which I can write as 5 into log 2 to the base 2. Since both are same, then directly I can write it as 1. So 5 into 1 is 5. So this is nothing but the first answer. Next, clearly you can see that log c to the base c. Log c to the base c is nothing but 1. Log c to the base c is 1. So directly we can answer it. Next, moving on to question number 3. Logarithm of 0.001 to the base 10. Now if you observe it carefully, the base is 10 and we need to convert this 0.001 as a base 10. So you need to convert it as exponential form with the base 10. Now after the decimal point, how many decimal places are there? 1, 2, 3. That means this I can write as 10 raised to the power of minus 3. So already you have learned in scientific notation, right? So logarithm of 10 power minus 3 to the base 10. Again you can clearly observe that this is power. So using power rule, I can write it as minus 3 into logarithm of 10 to the base 10. And we know that log 10 to the base 10 is nothing but 1. So minus 3 into 1 is nothing but minus 3. Next, moving on to question number 4. Logarithm of 8 by 27. So it is given as 8 by 27 to the base 2 by 3. If you observe it carefully, base is 2 by 3 and 8 and 27, so both can be represented as 2 power of. So 8 can be written as 2 power 3 and 27 can be written as 3 power 3. So I can convert this 8 as 2 power 3 and this 27 as 3 power 3 to the base 2 by 3. Now once again 2 power 3 by 3 power 3 from the law of exponents. So I can write it as logarithm of 2 by 3 whole cube to the base 2 by 3. Now if you observe this carefully, log of some 2 by 3 power 3 to the base 2 by 3. Now here this is power, so we can apply power rule. So using power rule we are going to have 3 into log of 2 by 3 to the base 2 by 3. Now from this 3 into log 2 by 3 to the base 2 by 3 is nothing but 1, which gives me the answer as 3. Now if you observe this carefully, here 2 by 3 is greater than 0. So that is the reason why here the logarithm is applicable. Okay, so the answer is 3. Next, moving on to one more thing and discuss. So this is one more formula which we can make use of. So what he has given, so we know that 7 is equal to 2 power x. So he has given exponential form. So 2 power x is equal to 7. So from there, so what he has done, so he has written its logarithmic form. So x is equal to log 7 to the base 2. Then x is equal to log 7 to the base 2. Then what is the value of 2 raised to the power? So what is the value of 2 raised to the power log 7 to the base 2? So 2 power log 7 to the base 2. So already what he has given, 7 is equal to 2 raised to the power of x. So 2 power log x log 7 to the base 2. Then this I can write it as, so already x is equal to log 7 to the base 2. So here this log 7 to the base 2 I can write it as x, right? But initially what he has given, so 2 power x is equal to 7. So this is nothing but 7. So from this what I can say, 2 raised to the power of log 7 to the base 2 is equal to 7. Now this I can remember it as a formula. So I can remember it as a formula. So what is that formula? If you are having a power log n to the base a, here this is exponential form. So a power something, right? So a power something, and again here if you observe, this is logarithmic form. So here a power something is exponential form and this power something is logarithmic form. And in these two things, if you observe this carefully, here the exponential base is a and here the logarithmic base is also a. So whenever you are having exponential base as a and the logarithmic base as a, then these two will get cancelled and this will give me the answer as n. This will give me the answer as n, right? So for suppose if I consider 3 power log 7 to the base 3, so this also gives me the answer as 7, because here the base is 3 and here exponential base is 3, right? So for suppose if I am given, so 3 power log 7 to the base 9. So how to solve this value? Now this I can write it as 3 power log 7 to the base 3 square. Now since I am having 3 square in the base, so using power rule in the base, so I can write it as 3 power 1 by 2 log 7 to the base 3. Again using power rule, so here 1 by 2 into, no, so this 1 by 2 I can bring it to as power. So this I can write as 3 power log root 7 to the base 3. So from this I can write it as this value as root 7. So 3 power log 7 to the base 9 is root 7. So here we need to make the bases as equal. So in that process, so some changes will occur. So based on that we are going to get the answer. Now from this we can clearly say this as a formula. So whenever you are having a power log n to the base a, then its answer is simply n. Its answer is simply n. So this is nothing but one more formula of logarithms, right? Next, moving on to the examples so that are given in our textbook. So let us see these examples. So logarithm of 343 by 125. So logarithm of 343 by 125. So this I can write it as log of 343 means 7 power 3 divided by 125 means 5 power 3. Again this I can write as log of, using the laws of exponents, so I can write as log of 7 by 5 whole cube. Now using power rule. So what is power rule? So power rule says that so whenever you are having power, so that power can be brought to the front as multiplication. So 3 into log of 7 by 5. Now once again, so 3 into log of 7 by 5. So this log of 7 by 5, it is in the form of log of x by y. Again, log of x by y, I can write it as log x minus log y. So this formula we know, right? So using this formula, log of 7 by y, I can write it as log. So this 3 is for, so this log 7 by 5, I can write it as log 7 minus log 5. So from this is nothing but 3 log 7 minus log 5. Or if you want to write it individually, so you can write it as 3 log 7 minus 3 log 5. So anyhow you can answer it. Okay, next moving on to one more question. So write 2 log 3 plus 3 log 5 minus 5 log 2 as single logarithm. So we can write a simple logarithm as expanded form, or we can convert expanded form into a single logarithm. So the previous example is for expanded form. So a simple logarithm is given, and we have expanded it, and in this particular question we are having expanded form and we need to convert it into single logarithm. So first of all, what are the things that are given? So 2 log 3 plus 3 log 5 minus 5 log 2. Now if you observe these things carefully, this is nothing but, so 2 into log 3. So 2 into log 3 means nothing but we can use power rule, which I can write as log of 3 square. So that 2 I can write it as power. So log of 3 square plus, here also I can write as log of 5 cube minus 5 log 2 I can write as log of 2 power 5. Now once again, if you observe, log of 3 square means log 9 plus log of 5 cube means logarithm of 125 minus log of 2 power 5 means log 32. Now if you observe these two things carefully, log x plus log y, so it is in the form of log x plus log y. So log x plus log y, how can I write this as? So always do remember, so whenever you are having log x plus log y, I can write it as log of x into y. So that is the reason why I asked you to read the formula in both the ways. That means from LHS to RHS and RHS to LHS. So log x plus log y can be written as log of x into y. Understood? So this I can write as log of 9 into 125 minus log of 32. Now log of 9 into 125 I can write as log of 1125 minus log 32. Now again if you observe, this is in the form of log x minus log y. Log x minus log y. So how can you write log x minus log y? So log x minus log y I can write as log of x by y. Okay, so from this, as a single logarithm I can write as log of 1125 divided by 32. So this is nothing but how we can represent an expanded form as a single logarithm, right? Next, moving on to one more example. Let us see, solve 3 power x is equal to 5 power x minus 2. So solve means you need to find the unknown variable here. So the unknown variable here is x. So we need to find out the value of x. So in solving such type of questions, so we are going to use logarithms. So what is given? 3 power x is equal to 5 power of x minus 2. Now next thing what we can do is, so we are going to apply logarithm on both sides. So we are going to apply log on both sides. So when we apply logarithm on both sides, what I am going to have? Logarithm of 3 power x. So what I am going to get? Logarithm of 3 power x is equal to logarithm of 5 power of x minus 2. Now clearly Here 3 power x is there, here 5 power x minus 2 is there. So powers, if you have, you can apply power rule. So according to power rule, I can write it as x into log 3 is equal to x minus 2 into logarithm of 5. Now from this, since I need the value of x, so we need to make subject as x. So x times of log 3 is equal to x times of log 5 minus 2 times of log 5. Now making the like terms onto one side, then what I am going to have, this x into log 3 if I transpose to right hand side, and this minus 2 into log 5 I am going to transpose onto left hand side. So what I am going to have then, 2 times of log 5 is equal to x times of log 5 minus x times of log 3. Now this 2 times of log 5 will be equal to, from this if I take x as common, then I can write as log 5 minus log 3. Since I need to get the value of x, so from this x I can write it as 2 times of log 5 divided by log 5 minus log 3. So likewise we can find out the value of x from this equation, right? So this is the approach which we need to follow to find out the value of unknown variable x, right? Next, moving on to one more question, example number 14. So find the value of x if 2 log 5 plus half into log 9 minus log 3 is equal to log x. So clearly, so 2 times of log 5 plus half times of log 9 minus logarithm of 3 is equal to logarithm of x. Now this, using power rule, I can bring it as power. Here also I can bring it as power. So log of 5 square plus log of 9 power 1 by 2 minus log 3 is equal to log x. Now log of 5 square I can write as logarithm of 25 plus log of 9 power 1 by 2 means square root of 9. So log of square root of 9 is nothing but log 3 minus log 3 is equal to logarithm of x. So this minus log 3 and plus log 3 I can cancel it out. Then I will be left with logarithm of 25 is equal to logarithm of x. Since both the sides contains logarithm, on comparison, so what I am going to get, so x is equal to 25. So the answer for this value of x is 25, right? So this is the concept of logarithms and related example problems. So exercise 5, so we'll discuss in the next video. So thank you for watching the video. So stay connected with the channel.